This is a short tutorial on Flipgrid, an online platform that allows you to enhance student voice and generate conversation in the classroom. In this video, we'll show you how to set up accounts, grids, and topics. So what you can do is just Google Flipgrid, and it'll be your first link at the top, and it'll bring you to info.flipgrid.com. Of course, you could actually type that in if you want. After you've set up your account, you're going to click Teacher Login, and it will give you this, admin.flipgrid.com, and this is where you're going to log in later after you set up Flipgrid. Note that you can also create an account from here. We'll go back here. This is where you're likely to go first, and you click Sign Up for Free. And if you want the paid version, you can deal with that later. So the first thing you want to do is fill out this information here. It doesn't hurt to actually click on pricing just to see what your options are. So you can see here as my first name, last name, I've entered the name of a domain that I purchased, but you put your real name and maybe your school address here. Of course, give it a password. You can choose the different kind of account that you want, Flipgrid 1, which is free, or Flipgrid Classroom. And of course, you'll choose what level that you teach at, if you're a teacher, of course, and of course, the name of your school or institution or organization. So then you click Create My Grid. So you get this thing that says Welcome to Flipgrid, and of course you can click on that and learn a little bit more, but you can do that as you go on with your Flipgrid journey. So once we're in, you notice it takes you directly to My Grids, but there are other things like your dashboard, discovery, there are other connections, and upgrade your account, and the down arrow here in the top right. We'll go to that later. The first thing you want to do is create a new grid. Now within this grid, you can create different topics. So with a free account, you only get one grid. With Flipgrid Classroom, you get as many as you want. So now you're going to put information and different settings into your grid. So you've got 4 different sections here, and the first is grid details. So think about these things very carefully. You've got your name, you've got your purpose, and the code's going to be assigned to you. This is your URL where people can find your grid. People don't want to waste time, and they don't spend a lot of time looking around things, which is why Flipgrid has these character maximums. So that just kind of gets you to be very succinct and very focused. You want to think about, do you want password protection? Do you want your grid followers to get notifications? Do you want users to share links on Twitter and other social media, for example? And can they download their videos after they create a video? Other features, being notified, for example, when you get a new answer on a grid. You want to start with an inactive grid, give you a chance to really think about things or your topics for later so people can't see the grid. I'm going to keep this active for now. And of course, you're going to choose your language. And you can customize if you want, which I've already done. So if you actually click, then you can go through your desktop or your laptop and find what image you want to use, which I've already done, for your grid image. You can also go down, though, if you're not really sure. You can look at the different suggestions Flipgrid is giving you right here. I would recommend textures because they're generally pretty neutral and get something that probably won't direct a person one way or the other. And then you click Create Grid. Okay, so now that you've created your grid, now they're going to prompt you to create a topic. You do have to get a topic in there. If you're not really sure what to do, you can go to this Topic Discovery Library. We'll show you what that is a little bit later. But for now, we're going to click Create a Topic. So much like creating a grid, when you create a new topic, you have different details you have to enter. If you're stumped for an idea, then go to the Topic Discovery Library in one of these 2 places. So of course you have to put in the name of your topic. I advise that be very specific. Helps narrow the responses from your audience. Of course, I put on response moderation. This is going to be very public, so I want to see what's going up first. You can choose in the free version 1 minute and 30 seconds or 15 seconds. Of course, Flipgrid Classroom gives you options up to 5 minutes. And again, your topic, description, and question, make it very specific so that people know exactly what's expected of them. And you have a 500 character limit. Again, that's to keep you focused as well as the creator of the grid. At the moment, I'm keeping my status as frozen. I don't expect people to use this right away. You can activate launch and freeze dates if you want. Again, if you have Classroom, Flipgrid Classroom, that is. I'm going to upload an image, but if you wanted for topic resources, you could upload a video, you could record a video, you could add one from YouTube that you already have. You can put GIFs and emoji and that kind of thing. I'm going to keep this branded, so I'm going to click on that, and I can either drag and drop a file in, support it in JPEG version, and it looks like this. So I could crop it if I want. I'm going to put that right there. I can choose the different views if I want. I'm going to hit crop. And if I want, I can delete the resource and do something else later. And then you have a topic attachment. It could be a website, it could be a Google Doc or something like that, a video for reference. And then you have to give it a title. I usually put further details for some kind of task or activity. So you have different response features. So when people respond, if they want, they can add selfie decorations like little hats and bow ties and things like that. They can have emoji reactions, right? Thumbs up, happy faces. If you have Flipgrid Classroom, you can actually access responses to other people's grids, and that just kind of adds to student voice. You can play around with that with a free trial if you want. You could require email addresses for responses. Do you really want to do that? Some people won't respond if they have to type anything in. And of course, do you want your responses to be public, private, or none? Private is definitely good for a classroom. This grid in particular and this topic are going to be public. And finally, you can choose feedback. Now, with the free version, Flipgrid 1, then you can just get basic custom feedback on performance and their ideas. And if you want, you could do custom feedback. But again, you need Flipgrid Classroom for that. So then you want to go to click Create Topic. Now when you get this, then you're going to see the grid code and then a direct link to the new topic. So if you click on either of these, and they're going to pull you out to a new tab. So now we've got our topic. All right, so here you can see that it's a topic within the grid, within all of my grids. And again, if you want more than one grid, you have to get Flipgrid Classroom. Right here, I can change from frozen to active or inactive. So now this topic here is open for people to use. So now we're ready to share. Now if you want, you could go back to the grid URL and you could share that, and then students can choose whatever topic within the grid, or you can just grab the URL for the grid, or if you want, and the easiest way is to click Share Topic. Of course, you're going to get a possible QR code. You can download it. You can get an embed code to copy and put in a learning management system, or if you wanted, you could choose the URL. And of course, you could copy the grid code and go back to where students go to that info.flipgrid.com, and all they have to do is paste the code in there if you would rather do that. Or you could just copy the topic link, email it to your students, or you can go directly to things like Google Classroom, Twitter, or Facebook. Another cool little feature is when you want to share your grid, let's say you're projecting on your classroom, just go right up here to the code and click on that, and then whammo, we've got flipgrid.com, and then they just have to type in this, or of course use the QR code. Tap, and then you're right back here. So if you want to see the student view and demonstrate to students how to use or access the code, you just click right here, and this is what it looks like for them. And if you scroll down, it's just a very quick click on that button, and then they record their video or upload their video and go through the steps, which you can see is quite user-friendly. So when you're all finished, you can go to the top, click on Log Out, and you're done. When you want to log back in, of course, you can go back to this site here, and you can click Teacher Login, which is going to bring you to this, and you just type in your email password and you log in. And of course, if your students are trying to access a grid, they just have to click that, and the code goes right there. And there you have it.